This is R2D Tech and we're back again with another video today about the Lenovo X1 Yoga, so stay tuned. So here it is, and as you can see it comes in this iron grey colour, which is a change from last year. But if you wanted it in matte black, you don't get that option this year, which is a bit unfortunate. But I think the colour looks nice, and it has a very durable feel. One of the advantages is that it doesn't really pick up fingerprints that easily. Now, this is the X1 Yoga, so it has a 360-degree hinge. It has an inbuilt pen, which is nice considering that most convertible laptops that have a pen actually stick on the side or don't even have a place to go at all. Overall, the laptop feels really durable, really well built, and it feels like a ThinkPad, which is the most important thing for me.
One thing to mention straight away is that this laptop feels very heavy compared to the X1 Carbon. So that might be one thing you want to take into account before buying this. On the other hand, this is a very sturdy build, as we said, so that's a plus side. Now, the keyboard is actually really good on this laptop. The keys have slightly less travel than other ThinkPad laptops, but to be honest, from using it, it hasn't been a problem at all. And obviously, it's got the iconic track point, which you get on all ThinkPad products. The actual trackpad itself has the same classic layout, and unfortunately, instead of having Windows Precision drivers, it actually has the Windows Synaptics drivers, which aren't as accurate, but they're still good enough for sure. Straight away, when you look at the keyboard, you'll see underneath it, it says Dolby Atmos speaker system. And I have to say, from listening to the speakers, it sounds really good. It's not the loudest I've ever heard, but the quality is definitely there, and the stereo separation is absolutely amazing. And we'll give you a quick sound test now. One thing that makes this speaker system so effective is you've got one speaker firing up where the keyboard is, and you've got two bottom firing speakers underneath, so it creates a really good stereo effect, as you just heard.
Now, one of the advantages of this laptop is that it is a convertible, so you can fold the screen all the way back and use it as a tablet. What's more is that you do get that inbuilt pen, so you can use it to write notes, which is really nice. When you have it in tablet mode, the keyboard and the trackpad will be disabled so that you don't accidentally press any buttons. Now, from using the pen to take notes and to draw on this laptop, there are a few things to mention. For example, the palm rejection doesn't always work so well, and also there's a little bit of lag when you're drawing or taking notes, which is kind of annoying. But at the same time, it's perfectly usable and even quite nice to write on. It's definitely not the best to take notes or draw on. That probably goes to the iPad Pro, but it's still really nice. So let's talk about the display. So first off, you get a 16:9 aspect ratio, which is pretty standard nowadays. It would have been nice to see a 3:2 aspect ratio like you get on the Surface devices, but we didn't get that this year. You get up to a 4K resolution, which is pretty standard for most flagships now. Our model has a 1080p resolution, but to be honest, on a 14-inch display, you don't really need much more than that. Just note that you do get HDR, but only on the 4K model, and also obviously it is a touchscreen since it is a convertible. In general, it's a really good display and it met all of our needs.
So let's talk specs. You get up to a Core i7 8th gen processor, and obviously you get all the other processors in the U series as well if you want to pay a bit less. The Core i7 8th gen should be fine for most things. It's not a powerhouse, it's not a Core i9, so don't expect it to run games like a gaming PC, for example. That's not what this laptop's for.
Oh no, he didn't.
Since this is a convertible laptop, the primary aim of this laptop is to be good at productivity and, note-taking and that sort of thing, not for hardcore, intense tasks. If that's what you're looking for, then you might want to look at something more like an Alienware laptop or something hardcore like that. In terms of memory or RAM, you can get either an 8GB or a 16GB model. I would personally opt for the 16GB so that the longevity of the laptop's a bit better and you can open more things at once and do more tasks at once. But if that's not something you're looking for, the 8GB should be fine for minor tasks, Word documents and things like that. Surprisingly, when it comes to storage, you can get up to 2 terabytes of SSD storage, which is actually pretty crazy for a laptop of this size. You probably won't need that, especially with cloud services nowadays, but it's nice to know that you can opt for that option. Security is always important with a ThinkPad laptop, and with this specific one, you get a fingerprint sensor and Windows Face Unlock, which is really good. Like I said before, this isn't a gaming laptop, and the graphics are integrated, they're Intel UHD graphics, which isn't amazing. It's not a dedicated graphics card, and I wouldn't expect to do anything crazy like really hardcore CAD model editing or gaming on this laptop. When it comes to ports, which is really important for productivity, you get 2 USB-A ports, 2 USB-C Thunderbolt 3 ports, an HDMI port, and the ability to connect Ethernet if you buy an adapter. You also get a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is always good to see on a laptop. Battery life on this laptop is nothing special. It's a 51 watt-hour battery, which is nothing compared to the 100 watt-hours of the new 16-inch MacBook Pro, but it should get you through most of the day. It's basically just a really average battery. And of course, the last thing to mention in this section is the operating system. It will run Windows 10 like most new Windows laptops. In my opinion, Windows 10 is a great operating system. It's very versatile, but obviously if you're stuck into the Mac ecosystem, then this laptop might not be for you.
So overall, this laptop is a really solid machine with a lot of great features. It does really well in a lot of places, but one thing I would question is the upgradability. Like on most Ultrabooks nowadays, the RAM and the SSD are both soldered on, which is a bit annoying, but as I said, it's pretty standard on a lot of Ultrabooks now. Overall, I really would recommend buying it if you're looking for a great convertible laptop. That's it from us this week. If you liked the video, please press the thumbs up button. If you loved it, please consider subscribing for more content.